Disney World is truly the place where dreams come true, but even with our imaginations soaring, sometimes we hear about things or read some things that we think maybe this isn't true. So in today's video, I'm going to bust the top 10 myths about Walt Disney World. Let's jump right in. Starting off with number 10, it's the Disney Dome. For years, we have heard about a dome or some kind of mechanism that Disney has to control the weather to make it magical sunshines all the time. Trust me, if Disney could control the weather, they would, and they'd make it magical and sunny year-round except for the holiday season where they'd make it snow some days to add to the magic. That would be amazing, but they can't do that, and we have proof of that in a recent trip where we went together and we experienced a hurricane at Walt Disney World and a historic day when the Disney parks closed.
Hey there everyone, Storm Trooper Michael here. I'm giving you a quick update on the hurricane. It's raining quite significantly now, but it's not too bad at the moment. Winds aren't too bad, it's just rain. Trooper Michael here. I'm just giving you another quick look before I head back to my room. My room's right there, so I'm almost there. But I wanted a quick look. It's definitely picking up now. Definitely picking up more rain, more wind, and everyone's being safe, and that's great. And I'm going to head back to my room. To be here on one of the historic days where Disney World closes for an entire day. Only one word describes it: surreal.
Although they don't have a dome or some way of controlling the weather, sometimes it can feel that way with the amount of sunshine you get at Walt Disney World, and when it is bad weather, they have something going on no matter what. Maybe it's a rainy day parade, they're really prepared for all types of weather, so it can feel like they have some more control. Number 9 on my list has been circulated around the internet so many times. I had to address it in this video. The myth is that when you say Andy is coming to Buzz and Woody or a Toy Story character, that they're going to drop to the floor and pretend that they're toys for Andy's arrival. It is not true at all. The characters are not going to fall down and then stand back up. That would be a whole safety problem at Disney, and Disney's all about safety, so they're not going to do that. And after all, Andy's at college, so they don't have to worry about that. Number 8 has always confused me when I heard it from others, but it's the myth that Walt Disney is somewhere cryogenically frozen, maybe even at Walt Disney World. Although it is a wonderful thought to think of Walt Disney being able to see the smiles he has brought to the entire globe, this one is not true. Myth number 7, cast members cannot refuse any request that you make. While Disney cast members are undeniably friendly and helpful in any way they can be, let's not forget they are people just like us. Disney cast members go above and beyond to make your stay absolutely magical. Whether they're getting you a special reservation or replacing a magic band or doing something extra special to celebrate your birthday, they do amazing work every single day. But that's within reason. If you go and ask them to fly back to your house to get a phone charger that you forgot, don't be surprised if they suggest that you go to the shop and buy a phone charger instead. Myth number 6, cast members do the exact same thing over and over and over and over and over again every single day. Disney knows that if someone does the exact same thing over and over and over again for weeks and months or years, it will become unbelievably monotonous and they'll lose that extra magical spark that they bring to the role. To avoid losing that magical spark that cast members bring to the roles that they're in, Disney moves the cast members around to different jobs within the same field throughout the day. One example of this is the Jungle Cruise. Being the skipper on the Jungle Cruise to you and me sounds like an amazing job, just having fun, joking with the guests all day long, but even that job, the most fun job that you can think of, would still get monotonous. So Disney moves those skippers around throughout the day. Maybe they're greeting guests, they're helping guests get on board, maybe they're driving the boat sometimes, maybe they're behind the scenes, somewhere around. They're moving throughout the day and changing their roles several times during the day. Although this does sound like a great idea to me, I have never been a cast member myself, so I don't know exactly how it works out. If you're a cast member or maybe a former cast member and you are allowed to talk about it, don't talk about things you're not allowed to talk about, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Myth number 5, knowing a Disney cast member will get you unlimited admission any time of the year you want. First and foremost, I do want to say that cast members do an amazing job bringing the magic to us each and every day, and I have the privilege of calling many of those cast members friends. Of course, there are magical benefits to being a Disney cast member. You have admission to the park for yourself and a few opportunities for admission for close family and friends. And this is probably where that myth comes from, because cast members do get a few tickets that they're allowed to give to friends and family. But that being said, the amount of tickets that they get every single year is extremely limited, have blackout dates, and they may be saving it for friends and family. So asking your cast member friend for a special admission might put them in an awkward situation where they have to choose between you and their close family. Just something to consider. Now, if you do have a cast member friend who does give you one of these tickets, just know how valuable these limited tickets are. They only have a few of them, they can only choose a few friends to give it to, so just know that this friend is giving you something very special. Myth number 4, one of the 5 ghostly busts at the Haunted Mansion is shaped like Walt Disney. No, that one is not true either, even though one of them kind of looks like Walt just a little bit. That is not Walt Disney. None of those busts look like Walt Disney. I have a feeling I know where this rumor comes from. Years past, there was a bust of Walt Disney at Hollywood Studios that guests could take a picture next to. Those busts are no longer there, so a bust of Walt Disney no longer at Hollywood Studios and definitely not at the Haunted Mansion. Myth number 3, those giant turkey legs cannot be real turkeys. They've got to be some other animal. I have a feeling I know where this myth comes from too. When you first bite into that turkey leg, you're thinking to yourself, this is the best turkey I have ever had in my whole life. How can this really be turkey? I totally get that. You also look at the size of it and you're thinking to yourself, that cannot be turkey. That's got to be some other animal. Trust me, that is a turkey leg. Disney has even gone and explained to us where the turkeys come from, how they raise them, the whole thing. So these are turkey legs. They're delicious. I recommend them. Myth number 2, if a cast member is injured on or off the job, they're out of a job. This one really hits close to home for me because my brother used to work for a company. He no longer works for this company anymore. He works for a different one. But at this company, you'd have to do a few things, move a few things around throughout the day. And he had a coworker, not my brother, but a coworker of my brother, who broke his leg on a bike ride outside of work and then came in the next day with a cast on. The fact that he came to work the next day with the cast on, ready to work, ready to get the job done on time, and my brother told me that this guy was not a slacker at all. He was really a hard worker. Sure enough, by noon, this other company had fired my brother's friend simply because he had broken his leg. And get this, they told him that once his leg had healed, they would hire him back. To me, that kind of behavior for a company is so bad, and I am so glad that Disney does not do anything like that, and I'm also glad that my brother doesn't work for that other company anymore. If a cast member, God forbid, breaks their leg on or off the job, Disney will not fire them, not at all. If it's a job that requires them to move around, they will accommodate them with a different job for the time of their recovery. Let's say the cast member was in custodial work or food and beverage and required them to be on their feet or maybe walk around throughout the day. Disney will move them temporarily to another job where they maybe can fold up those silverware napkins, or maybe they can greet guests at the entrance, something else to accommodate them for their recovery so they can get back to their other job a few months later. And throughout that entire time, they will not lose any pay or any hours of work. And to me, this really shows the moral fiber of a company, and I'm really proud of Disney for this kind of behavior. And the number 1 Disney myth on my list is that you can be too old for Disney. This is one that I've heard from those who have either never been before or gone very infrequently in the past. Disney World is for all ages. It was designed that way. Yes, I admit there are some areas around Walt Disney World that are better suited just for children. For example, the Casey Jr. Splash and Play area. I am probably not going to go jump in the Splash and Play area in the middle of the day without a bathing suit on. That is usually meant for children to play around with. I understand that. But there are so many places around Walt Disney World where your imagination can soar to whole new heights, and under no circumstance is that just meant for children. On the contrary, I believe that there are areas of Walt Disney World that are better suited for adults. Special shows, even rides, entertainment, dining. There are special relaxation areas perfect for just adults. On that note, my question to you, who appreciates the Food and Wine Festival, the Flower and Garden Festival, even Kilimanjaro safaris the most? If I had to guess, I would imagine the adults appreciate it even more than the kids do. But those are just my thoughts. I would love to hear yours as well. Do you feel like Disney is better suited for kids or for adults? Maybe a mix of both? And which myth have you heard before and maybe now I've debunked it for you, or maybe a myth that you've never heard before that you're glad to hear about? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for being a part of the magic with me. Until next time, have a magical day.